Namaste guys, Phoenix here. I hope you all are doing well today. Hope you all are taking care of yourselves. Okay, this is another video. I came across the energy of contempt. I'm not sure if I haven't been aware if this has been within me. I know that I've healed this a long time ago, okay? This was like one of the first energies that I could recall healing back 5 years ago, okay? And I guess it's maybe showing up like deeper layers of this. I believe it's ready to be released from the body, okay? I don't know. And so I was just like, the word just kind of like, my spirit guide just dropped it on me, like contempt. And I was like, contempt, let me see what that means. And so I go into it, and wow, just wow, okay? I got a lot of information from that in itself, okay? Internally, you belittle yourself, right? That was like something that I had, like I said, healed many years ago. I don't even need to do this. This cellulite just reminded me, like, no. That's crazy. I definitely heard it say no, not don't cleanse me, because it doesn't need to be cleansed. Yeah. And so standing in its power, right? A perfect example of standing in its power, okay? It's just like, no. And I'm figuring like Cellulite just said it better than I could have. It could have come out faster, to stand in your power, right? Like I said, that's been the energy, the theme recently, to stand in your power, right? And this is internal. This has nothing to do with what's outside of you, okay? And I want you all to understand that when I make these videos, I'm not making them for you to empower yourself against outside forces, okay? These are all internal. Everything is internal. It's just manifest outside of you, right? And the way to defeat it is internally, okay? The way to heal it is internally, right? And so, what else came up? Childhood, okay? Childhood was something that came up. Past life and childhood, right? You know how we make little children feel like they are incompetent, right? We make them feel like they are not worthy. We make them feel like they don't deserve you. That could have happened to you as a child, right? Someone could have made you feel like you don't deserve or you don't know enough, okay? They could have mocked you, okay? They could have made you feel like your work isn't good enough. And I guess Spirit is bringing that to my attention because of how I've been like second guessing myself with my readings, how I will take them down because I'm not sure, and this is all internal, okay? Because this part of contempt is ready to be released from me, right? And it's ready to be witnessed, right? Thank you, Spirit, for being here. It's ready to be witnessed. It's ready to show me. It has been showing me throughout the day what it had, how it's been appearing, physically appearing in my life. With decisions that I make, even with people, with places, to where I would go and give someone the benefit of the doubt, even after Spirit then told me what it is that I need to know, I will still, you know, believe that, well, maybe it's something about me. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I'm the reason. And so that energy, okay, it had been playing out in my actions, okay? And so we have male, female here. You see, it's like that divine masculine, divine feminine, not seeing things on the same page, right? And this is maybe the energy, father, could have been from a father, unrequited love, okay? Man, spirit, you know how unrequited love looks like, right? We have spouse in reverse, wars and battles. It could have come between spouses, okay? Could have come between your relationships, okay? This energy of contempt, okay? Man, they want me to keep these, okay? And we have orphan. I'm not surprised by this. Medicine man or woman, okay? So you are here to clear this time. This is what's being cleared, okay? And so I did make a PDF for this, okay? I'm always, you know, have this information ready and available for you all. I speak from the divine within me, which is one with the Most High. My words are not from ego, but from the source of all creation. No watcher, no accuser, no muzzler has authority over my voice, heart, or my truth. I am rooted in love, covered in light, and sealed in the presence of the God within. When I speak, it is for awakening, not for offense, and my words will land only where they are meant to land. I am safe, I am guided, and I am whole, okay? And so, this unrequited love energy, right? That's the main space where offense comes from, right? And so, the example of unrequited love that I got maybe about a month ago was how relational, right? Male, female, right? And this can be family members, okay? This can be relational to the self, okay? This is how you learn how to not be with yourself, not how to be in union with yourself, right? This is how you learn how to contradict yourself, right? I have a spirit with me because my nose just started itching and wasn't itching before, okay? And so I'm listening to them, that's why I'm pausing, okay? And so this is, okay, so you know how you have a mother and a son, right? Just because that person holds the title as a mother does not mean that it comes with love. Just because the person holds the title as a friend does not mean love is there, okay? And so actions, right? It's all about actions. It's about people showing you their truth. Just because this person is your boyfriend and girlfriend, right? But their actions are showing you something different, right? That does not mean that they actually love or care about you, because they're not treating you in that way, right? And also understand another thing about love. You're supposed to love someone in their love language, right? And they are to love you in your love language, right? And so how can you love someone according to their love language, right? If you don't know how to love yourself, if you don't know what empathy is, if you don't know, or if you can't grasp the understanding of oneness, how can you know how to love someone, right? According to their love language, right? And so it's like we listen to people, right? We get into relationships, right? We tell people what we expect, right? But somehow, somewhere, they fall short, right? They fall short because they don't understand, okay, what it's like to be fully loved. And this isn't to blame anyone. I said before in my opening spiel, my words is not for offense, it is for awakening. Because when you are on your spiritual journey, you're going to have to get real serious with yourself, okay? You're going to have to face some hardcore truths about your reality and how you are creating it, right? Because you are the creator. You co-create with the all, with the oneness, the one they call God, right? It has no name. It's unknowable, right? But we can feel it, we can sense it, we know that it's here because we are here. We know that it's here because everything is here, right? It exists. It is what's sustaining us. It is what causes your body, your organs to function. It is that energy that causes the planets to rotate, right? It is the energy that causes the seasons to change, right? The seeds to plant, right? So the seeds, when you plant seeds, it grows, right? It is that energy, right? Of the all. Okay, and so this is what we're talking about when I say unrequited love, right? And this could be from a father wound, right? Or this could be, oh, thank you for that, not knowing how the father loves you, right? Because when you grew up, you grew up in the space of contempt, right? You grew up not being appreciated for who and what you are. You grew up for not know the people, your parents, your caregivers, right? Not knowing the beauty that you are, the joy that you are, the ball of light energy that you are. You grew up in that space, right? Because your parents didn't know, your caregivers didn't know, well, that's what they are. Your caregivers, they didn't know. They thought that, they believed from the program that God was a judging God. It was a vengeful God, right? And that's the program that they took on, right? And that is the program they programmed into you, right? Hence the expression born in sin, right? Because you're born in a space to where your caregivers are judging you. They are putting their views on you. They are training you up in a way of their lifestyle, their life cycles, their heritage, right? Ancestry line, communal line, right? Okay. And this is not to judge. This is not to blame. This is for you to see where, like your blueprint, right? Where did the blueprint start, right? This is what Spirit just gave me. Oh my goodness. I think it's called a blueprint, but it's something that what is them people called? Architects use? It's another word from blueprint. If you all know, but please put that in the comment section. My guys be giving me these words. It gave me the thought of it from American Dad. It's not a blueprint. That's gonna make me search it up. Oh my goodness. Okay, and so they are hilarious. But anyway, it is that energy, right? And this is what my videos are about, right? It's not called that, a CAD. A computer aided design software such as AutoCAD or Revit. It can be that, okay? It definitely can be that, because we're talking about like the 3D reality of things, right? They're called plans though. I'm sorry, y'all. My guys be sending me. Yeah, but it's called something else. Oh my goodness. Jeez. Okay. Okay, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. It's something that Steve had, okay, in his hand. The hurricane. That is not it. This just gave me the wrong thing. Oh my God, that word is gonna bother me. Well, I'm gonna look it up and I'm gonna they saying a one hitter, but Steve Haley jammed the one hitter in the snake eye, in the shark eyes. Steve had something that the shark ate. Okay. I'm gonna wind up, I don't even know if I'm gonna post this. I don't know. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna listen to it, that season, that episode, before I put this on here. But anyway, as I was saying, it is that energy. Like this is like how spirit shows you the blueprint of what happened, okay, in the past. Like how this could have played out in your life, right? This is why we talk about these things, right? It's not to blame anyone or anything. It's just to show you what it looked like and how it showed up in your life, right? That's it, right? And so even imprisonment, okay, you could have felt imprisoned in your body, right? Very imprisoned, very locked up in your body, like your words. You couldn't articulate yourself good enough, right? Because of this energy of contempt, right? What does they say in the courtroom, right? And then they had showed me that damn gavel. I knew I should have took it out. What do they say in a courtroom? I hold you in contempt, right? From speaking out, right? For you from saying what it is that you need to say, right? And so they keep showing me this every time I see this card. I barely see this sparkly back here. And then I got at the top caregivers and parents, okay, that, you know, where you get your judging personality from, right? Because that's where you learned it from, right? And even in past life, right? But this lifetime, you're back remembering, like you're back programming, right? You're back getting programmed. And it's just like this lifetime, your family members, whoever you grew up with or whoever was your caregiver, they're just reinstalling something in you that's already been installed in you from past life. That is so amazing to know that, right? That's beautiful because it releases people. It releases them from your judgments, okay? When you understand this comes from a past life, right? None of you all, if you're watching this video, this isn't your first rodeo being here, okay? You've been here many times before, okay? You may be what they consider an old soul. You just now starting to remember, okay? And so you see how Spirit had me searching for something? That is what you all are doing. You all are searching for something that's right in front of you. And the word, it could have been the blueprint, right? It could have been plans, right? It could have been something like that. And that I said many times before, like in a previous video when I talked about time. And the young man, he reached out in my comment section and said the movie was called Time. And how many times, pun intended, did I say that word time? And the title of the movie was right in front of my face, right? Pay attention to that, right? These are jewels that Spirit is dropping in this reading, okay? And so you could have felt very imprisoned, okay? Even with when you are doing things right now, as far as like your spiritual journey, something inside of you may be judging you still. It may be making you feel like you don't matter. What you're doing is not going to save the world. And here's the thing, you're not here to save the world. You're here to save your world, right? Your internal world. That's what you're here to save, your internal world. You're not here to save the outside world. You're here to save the inside world. And when you say that, save the inside world, your world, okay? You manifest a world within the world, right? Because you're not here to be stuck on the outside. You're here to go within and create from within. So you create a world within a world. Hence the meaning, I'm in this world, but I'm not of this world, right? So you live in this physical reality, but time, space, laws, none of it operates according to your will, right? Because you're in a different plane, you're in a different dimension, you're on a different level. It says it's in Romans 8. You're not bound by man laws anymore, okay? Because you're off that scale, right? And then Roman Greco, okay? Roman Greco, the energy I often get from off this card was where your personality began, okay? This is where like a lot of the philosophers, your Athenas, your Zeus, right? Your Medusas and you know, Hermes, even that energy. I'm going to talk to you all about that probably in another reading about the Hermetica, because that is just something that my guides have me working on right now, the Hermetica, okay? And to teach it to so you can see lived experiences from my perspective, okay? I live these experiences. The Bible, okay, back here, okay? But these are lived experiences that I have, and so I come on here and talk to you all about this, okay? And so this is where that ego began. This is where you picked up this energy of contempt, right? And so it's been with you throughout all of this lifetime, right? It caused wars and battles in your life. It caused wars and battles in relationships, right? It's just, that's just what it's been. And it's been here since forever, I heard. And now it's time for you to return. Okay, it's time for you to return. It's time for you to cultivate wisdom from what you learned about the energy of contempt, so that you can release it from yourself, so that you can stop doing it to people around you, okay? So that you can stop doing it to yourself, right? You stop doing it to yourself first, right? And that way you won't do it to anybody else, right? Because it won't, like, you'll observe it in yourself first, and you'll be like, oh, I see what I'm doing, right? And my guys is like, make eye contact with people, like, in order, like, that breaks the energy of contempt. So if you're feeling that way about yourself, look into your eyes, right? That's how you break that energy from being, like, having contempt over yourself. But let me get to this, okay? Understanding contempt, okay? Within the mind, within the body, and within the spirit, okay? Contempt is more than just an outward expression, okay? Internally, right, it is a subtle, okay, subtle but powerful state that closes the heart and creates separation, right? Because you think you're better than someone, right? You became separate, right? As a child, you didn't see yourself as the whole anymore. You didn't see yourself as the all anymore, right? Because someone programmed you into believing that you were not good, that you were not great, that you were not fabulous, that you were not whole, that you were not the all, because they felt small around you, right? And they wanted you to feel small. What, spirit? Okay. Jeez. I was gonna say something else. Yeah, but okay, they wanted you to be small. Wow. By exploring contempt through the lens of the mind, body, and spirit, right? We understand the roots, right? And how to transform it, right? And so I have next, how it looks in the mind, the voice of judgment, thoughts that compare. I never do that. They're beneath me. You know how you look at bums? Oh, I don't even want to call them that. Like when you look at like homeless people out on the street, you could be thinking like, how could they be like that? Why are they like that? You know, this is even something huge in the African American. Okay, let's be honest. Why they only eat watermelons and chicken, right? Why they only listen to gangster rap music, right? That energy, right? Braids and stuff, and how black people be telling white people they can't wear braids. Oh my God, it's also comical. My guys are cracking up laughing because none of it is real. They're just like laughing, right? Belittling narratives. Okay, internally you're replaying someone else's flaw, right? And then it'll look like you know, but you're replaying someone else's flaw or mistake or ignorance, right? You're making yourself feel like you're better by thinking about somebody who doesn't know, thinking about somebody who you could have thought that looked stupid or said something dumb or something like that, and you replaying that in your head. You're actually programming yourself, because remember, you are a part of the all. You come from the all. You're not separate from the all, right? You are the all, right? And for a lot of you star seeds, for a lot of you galactic beings, okay, I often tell you all that you pick up on the all because you come from the all, right? And you guys are the ones that remember it, okay? You remember where you come from. You don't understand why all of the commotion, the confusion, the heartache, the pain, you don't understand why it all comes to you, because you are the ones that's remembering you are the all. And sometimes your body and your soul catch up to it before your mind does, right? And so you're often wondering like, why am I feeling like this? Because you are the all. And when I had that realization this morning, oh my God, I felt so bad. Not that realization, but the realization that when you talk about yourself negatively, when you say you can't do things, when you say you're worthless, when you say somebody else is worthless, when you talk about people so badly, you know who you're talking about? You're talking about the all. When that veil shifted from me, oh my goodness. I felt so awful. Like, I felt so awful. And then I like get ready to cry, and then I channeled a whole message about that. I'm gonna read that. That struck me like lightning, because I'm like, oh my gosh, like how we belittle each other, how we talk about each other. Anyway, let me get back to this, okay? Okay, the key insight of this within the mind, right? Contempt feels like it's a mental wall. It blocks curiosity, compassion, and you from learning something from someone else. Because remember, everybody in your outside reality, you're there to learn something. They are there mimicking something back to you. Something, maybe even if it's even slightly, is there to remind you. If you see a homeless person down the street, wow, how strong they must be, to like how strong of a soul they are, right? To be able to be in this world like that, right? When you see children, babies who have disfigurements and who have what we call mental problems, you can think about them as like, wow, their soul chose to live this life like that, right? Wow, like these souls are powerful. You look around at people and you see the power in people, and the beauty of the all, the beauty of the oneness of all, right? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know where that's coming from. Okay, and then how it feels in the body, right? You may have like, when you're talking, when people are talking, you may like frown at them and be like, you don't know what you're talking about, right? Rolling eyes. I still can't roll my eyes. Oh my God. I just see myself do that in the mirror. My family always say, you do not know how to roll your eyes. I don't. I probably don't even need to know how. Okay, who does that anyway? Tightening of the lips. You're like not listening to someone, right? Your chest and your throat, you kind of feel like that tightness, right? You closing off your heart, right? Okay. You often have like sarcastic and sharp inner words about yourself, right? The energy is kind of cold, okay? It's not like anger. Anger is like hot. You just be anger at someone, right? But contempt is more of an inward. It's more of like what you feel about yourself, right? In the spirit, what it feels like, separation, vibrational frequency. Okay, you separate yourself from the all. You separate yourself from experiencing it all, right? Even with your mediumship, even with getting your downloads, even with picking up on other people's stuff, right? You separate yourself from that, okay? You separate yourself from understanding the messages, right? I often say that about mediumship, right? I often tell people like you have to accept it all, even in meditations, right? This Native American card came out again, and it's crazy because I cut the deck back on it. That is insane. It's under male and female. I feel like the severing, I'll be dang. Pilgrim stuff. Okay, spirit, wow. Pilgrim shit. When the Americans thought that they were better than the Indians, okay? You know, my messages be getting deep. I would have never, okay? I would have never thought of that, okay? But anyway, that's crazy. Oh, okay, anyway. That's a thing, okay? That's a thing, because remember on the reservations, like how many Native Americans, spirits, like real true Americans, wow, lost their land to foreigners. Okay, that's just something that came up. Like I said, my words are not for offense, they are for awakening. How many true Americans lost their land to foreigners? Okay, this is just, you know, truths being exposed, okay? Anyway, separation, vibration. Contempt lowers you, okay? It removes you from being one with the all, okay? Oh, spirit just showing me like remembering what it was like for you as a child, right? Remember how you felt when you felt like you were separate from your family. Remember what it was like when you was told that you weren't good enough, told that you couldn't participate, okay? And oh, spirit just showed me like how, man, you're not, people sometimes not choosing you to play in the game, okay? Like kickball, you being chosen last, okay? But oh, the first shall be the last. I mean, the last shall be the first, okay? I said the first shall be the last. It just came out. I'm telling you, I don't know who trolling this reading, but anyway, the key insight, oh my God. Unconditional love, okay? That's just what it is. Accepting it all, unconditional love, right? Spiritually, contempt is like a shadow teacher, okay? Revealing a way self-acceptance and compassion can expand. Okay, how to transform this, okay? Pause and witness it, recognize, okay, without feeding the energy, okay? Go within, listen to the energy. What is it telling me, right? What part of me feels hurt? What part of me feels superior? I'm so grateful that I got the thoughts out from me. I just never, I don't know. I think that could have been the energy I felt with Amazon. Because they still haven't sent me my Florida order. And then they tried to make it like they sent it to me. And I was feeling a type of way. I was feeling not happy about that. Like, I just paid y'all. Like, I don't know. I was feeling the type of way. Maybe that's contempt. I don't know. And then you shift the energy, breathe in the chest, okay? Invite softness, okay? Imagine a white light bubble around you, okay? That is the best. Choose compassion, right? You don't have to excuse harmful behavior, right? That's not what you're doing, right? You're stepping back. And I just heard like how to disarm a narcissist, right? How to disarm someone from crazy behavior, right? You just step back. I experienced this at my cousin's house one day. I don't care if they're listening. They mean nothing to me on that aspect as far as like their ego. I don't care. And I had brought my own chair because I didn't know if they were going to have like chairs and stuff like that. I didn't take it personal. I just like to sit in my own chair, right? Because it's my energy. I don't think they understood that. But it was okay. I didn't have to explain myself to anybody while I brought my own chair. And so we were all standing around talking, and then he said some sneak shit to me. He said, Peaches, what did he say? Yeah, I thought you was, don't you need to be over there with the water and the trees and shit? Like, he tried to make a joke, and I just looked at him. I understand that I intimidate people. I understand that, but... And I don't, I let people say what they say, but I just look at them. I just look at people, and I let them say what they say. But I'm going to tell you, Spirit always comes around and flips the script some type of way. Spirit will do something to where I'm shining in the end, and that person is left like looking at themselves. And so be mindful of that. Like, you don't have to do anything. Spirit will always do it for you, okay? The Most High. We are the Hathors, okay? Deep love, mother's milk, breath as a portal, okay? Remember I was saying like, oh, birth as a portal, okay? Birth. Your birth. You're birthing something new, okay? Okay. In the earth, right? You'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings, okay? You're going to figure out a way to unlock this, what's best for you. Once you understood what energy this is, maybe you can apply this to whatever situation is best for you, okay? I haven't noticed this in my life recently playing out, okay? Like I said, maybe because I take my videos up and down because I feel like I'm gonna like offend somebody. But as my guys have been telling me, like, we gave you that opening script for a reason, right? Because my words are for awakening, not for offense. And if I'm feeling people offended by whatever I put up, then maybe they need to find another channel, because this channel is raw. I talk about real life stuff, and I often tell people, you need a psychologist, you need to go see one, because they help, okay? The 7 star sisters, birthing, creation, tapestry of life, expression. Like, you all, this birthing is out here twice, okay? You're birthing the new version of yourself, okay? Jump in, Andromeda energy, adventures, say yes to change, okay? You all could be Andromedan star seeds, Pleiadian star seeds, okay? Orion star seeds, okay? Because we have galactic, okay? Star bathing, light body, crystal grid, transmission, activation, okay? I didn't even see those cards, okay? You all definitely come from the stars. You're here to experience it all, okay? You're here to right certain, I don't want to say wrongs, but you're here to heal certain things in the family lineage and whatever. Like, okay, wow, Spirit just gave me this. Whoa. So some of your brothers and sisters got stuck. We have imprisonment and slavery here. Jeez. With wisdom, okay? So some of your brothers and sisters got stuck here. And you, my dear, are here to free them, okay? You're here to see through the illusion. Maybe someone is still in a space of holding themselves in contempt because of something they did here in this physical reality. When I tell you, starseeds, we are Academy Award winners, okay? It's just only a matter of time before we hear a new person, a new movie star, saying that they are starseed, and they get like all the Academy Awards and all the things, I would not be surprised by that, okay? Because we act the best, because we take it so personal. Just like how Denzel Washington, where he say like that whole episode, that whole spiel, that American Gangster, King Kong ain't got nothing on me. They said that man just did that on his own. Like, it was not a part of the scene. It's just something that he just did. He just went with it. He got so engulfed in the movie, right? I wouldn't be surprised if Denzel Washington's a starseed, right? You just can tell some actors, they go to another space, right? And that is what we do as starseeds. We just go, but only difference is like we don't have enough confidence to go and become actors, because if we do, we gonna dominate that shit, right? Because the last shall be first, right? But anyway, I'm gonna get back to the message the Most High gave me earlier, okay? And then I'm gonna end this, okay? But this is the message that I got. So when I hear the weeping, I'm to put up, this is something that I got, Most High told me, because I was asking these questions. I don't know if I want to share this with you all. Because I hear a lot of weeping, I hear a lot of cries of the collective, and sometimes I'll be asking the Most High, like, what is this? Like, why am I feeling this? What is this? And it be telling me. And so I'll come up here and I put these videos on, and so I was questioning my path about this, but it's okay. It's not important, right? Because it's not, okay? It's just, that's even my ego questioning myself. Like, there is no me. There is only just doing, my soul self. This is not something that I'm doing. This is something that my soul is doing. This has nothing to do with me. When I speak, the personality me is set down somewhere. It just don't exist right now, okay? But this is like coming from my soul. What I'm doing right now is what my soul wants to do. It wants to teach this. It wants to create. This is its creation. I'm not a teacher. I heard it's creation, okay? Okay. Okay. Help answer questions, rotation. There is no self to feel pride, right? I was questioning like myself, because I don't want to be in pride, but I got a download. There's no self, there's no pride. Okay. And it said like I was picking up on what people feel about God. And what that means is you don't know what you are. You don't know that you are the Most High extended into this physical body. And your words create, because you are creation, right? The Most High is creation, right? And so your words create your life, and the only thing you experience is separation, right? Because you were separated at birth, right? You were orphaned, right? You feel orphaned. Oh, you feel abandoned by the Most High, right? But the Most High is saying, okay, because this is only God, okay? No separation, no program. So when we focus on our problems of the ego or identity, God hears it, right? Because it is you and you are him, right? And when you talk about yourself, okay, you talk about God, okay? You, like source, creation, right? It's just a word. It's not meaning what you think God to be, okay? I'm just talking about source, creation, right? The all, right? Okay, and it said, okay, you're talking about yourself, okay? You talk about God, right? When you talk about God in that way, you go against all that is holy, because God is all the greatness, is all goodness, right? Man, the only reason you see it as pain, as suffering, is because you see separation, right? That's the only reason you see it as pain and suffering, right? Because you've grown up in separation, you've grown up in a program, right? And then it says, and that is you, right? he can feel it. He can feel it separating you from him, right? Like the Most High feels it, right? He feels every judgment, every sadness, every guilt, every shame, every sorrow, every hurt, right? All of that, what you are perceiving yourself to be, all of that, what you are accusing God of. Oh my gosh, like it's like the Most High can feel all of that because it is you, right? It's like a telephone call cord, and you're just like, oh, it's showing me like you're weeping, and the Most High can hear that echo from your human, right? From the human, and it's just like your soul self is just like knocking on you. Hey, 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 I'm right here, hidden in plain sight type of energy, right? And it said even when we claim ourselves to be sick, that energy, ooh, where did that program come from? Is God ever sick? No. So when you say, oh, it says, so when you say that because your voice, remember when you say that your voice is creation. In the beginning there was the Word, right? And the Word was with God, right? Your words, okay, your words are very powerful, okay? Because your words is speaking from your unconscious program of pain. It has a signature to it, right? A soul frequency. Remember, the Most High is not biased. The Most High does not judge. The Most High does not, it gives you what you are. It feeds you what you are. That energy loves you so much. It gives you exactly what you believe you are. You ain't gonna sit up here and tell me that energy ain't loving. It gives you whatever your vibrational frequency is resonating at. And then, yeah, we want to blame the Most High. How? You have to take accountability for your own. You have to understand this, my fellow star seeds, light warriors, light workers, okay, divine ones, chosen ones, okay. Remember where you come from, okay, man, okay. And that program, okay, is creating, you are creating that, okay, because you are creators, right? You come from that energy, okay. And then it says, if someone is feeling worried about a car accident, that energy was coming up for whatever reason. It said, where did you first experience a car accident? Okay, who talked about that in front of you? Release that from you, okay? Release that from you. It says, come off that karmic wheel, okay? There is no crash in God. There is no disruption in God, okay? Even when you say that you are, saying that God don't help protect you. When you say that to yourself, when you say I'm going to get into a car crash, right? When you say those things about you, and when you feel that, okay, you become that because you are a creator, right? And you have to understand unconsciously, subconsciously what you are saying, subconsciously how to uproot those things from you, those programs. Oh, they show me like the program, like with tentacles and stuff like that. Spirit is, I don't know who is this with me. I think this is like some star brothers and sisters, but they are showing like how the tentacles get deep down embedded, okay. And it's just like they're showing me like a bridge with a whole bunch of like trash and clothes and just stuff, dark stuff on the bridge to where you can't cross over to the other side. And they show me like you got to go like remove stuff off the bridge, so you can make your way to your soul self, so your soul self can send out its beacon. Wow, turn on that light and the beacon. Anyway. Oh my goodness. Okay. And it says that when you say that about yourself, a car accident, or someone else, you're saying that God wants for you to get hurt. Okay? Or you want for God to get hurt, because God is in everyone, okay? And God loves you because it loves itself. And because you are from it, it loves you just as much as it loves itself. And that was the reading, the message. Oh my goodness. That was very, I don't know what to say the least, but the message is delivered, the energy is complete. All that is not mine will be returned to source, blessed and whole. I close this channel with love and light. Namaste. Bye.